quick tutorial about MLA in-text citations and works cited list or bibliographies. And I will also give a few pointers to start out with formatting. This video, by the way, is tailored specifically to my students. So if you have a teacher who has other uh, requirements, you should definitely double check with him or her. In any case, the first thing you guys want to do, and actually let me pause and say that for your final draft, I highly suggest, I won't require, but I highly suggest that you create your final draft in a new document. You might want to go back to your rough draft at one point. You never know. You might have had some research that you did that might come in handy later. So you don't want to just delete all that hard work, right? So I would open up a new document. You can do as much copying and pasting from your draft as you need, right? So pretend like I'm you. Of course, I would title my essay more appropriately, and don't forget to put it in a folder where you'll find it later. And then I would start formatting it. So I actually, even though this is written in Arial font, I already adjusted my font, right? For my students, you need to make it in either Garamond or Times New Roman, and you need the font to be 12 point. You don't need to worry about the margins. Those are already adjusted if you're using Google Drive. And I'll tell you at the end, but in case I forget, I also want you guys to actually, when you're done, convert it to a PDF, which you can do just by hitting File, Download As, and then you'll just download it as a PDF. I'll explain why I want that in class, okay? So, without further ado, first off, of course, you want me to be able to identify you, right? So you want to make sure that you're uh, giving me your name, the basics, right? So pretend like I'm one of you. In fact, I'm more formal. I'm more informal, of course, right? If you're writing your doctoral dissertation, you might want to use your formal name, but I'm one of you, right? I'm going to write that down. I'm going to write the name of my course. I'm going to write the name of my school. And then I'm going to write the name of my teacher. Now, you can write my first name. You don't have to write Ms. Sutton if you feel comfortable using my name, then that's okay too. That's just because when you get to college, that's the way it is. All right, this is just identifying the name of your teacher. So if you feel more comfortable writing Miss Sutton and then you want to date it, you want to date it on the deadline, not on the day that you finish it. So if you finish it on Thursday night, make sure that you're actually dating it on the deadline. All right? Okay, now how do we actually create? I'm actually going to do this first and then the in-text citations because it's actually easier with MLA, I think, to go that way, right? To start with your citations. Now, hopefully at this point, I'm operating under the assumption that you have a good working bibliography. We did have an annotated bibliography we were working on last week. So if that's the case, if your citations are already in the proper MLA format, you actually have a pretty easy job to do. So when you're finished your paper, pretend like there's a big long essay. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Actually, technically, there we go. So what you actually want to do is, as you just saw, no matter where your paper ends, even if it's one line into a new page, you're pretending like this is a super long essay where, it's 4 pages, right? I'm at the end of page 4, right? Now, you actually want to start your works cited and or bibliography at the end on a new page. All right? You're going to I'm going to show you actually a bibliography. I'll explain the difference between a bibliography and a works cited. You could actually do either for this paper, but in the future, bibliographies are fine. Now, what I'm going to do for the interest of time is I'm actually going to pull a bibliography from another source and I'm going to paste it in here and I'm going to explain to you how this bibliography is formatted correctly.